Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So here we are at Axpona on Sunday morning, and we're with Gary Dayton, the VP of U.S. Sales for Bryston Limited, and we're here to talk about their all-in-one system. Gary, maybe we start a little bit about Bryston Audio.
Yeah, so Bryston's been making high-quality audio gear based outside of Toronto in Canada ever since about 1974. Most people know us for our very high-quality amplifiers used in professional recording studios and very high-end home audio systems. But last year we decided that it would be a lot of fun if we had a great sounding audio system that we could take with us. We know how to put together a great stereo in the living room. We know how to put together a wonderful stereo for a professional recording studio. But the limitation, I think, is when you go out to the lake or you go out to the back patio or you go on vacation. So we surveyed the market of wireless, good quality, portable audio devices, and we found lots of devices that focused on portability, but they didn't necessarily have a focus on good sound quality. So rather than design from portability up, we thought we would design from sound quality back. So we took some of our existing parts to develop this Bryfy BW1. That starts with a real pair of three-way Bryston Mini A loudspeakers. Bryston makes a bookshelf loudspeaker that's based on 6.5-inch bass drivers, 3.5-inch mids, and 1-inch titanium dome tweeters called the Mini A. So for this product, for the BW1, we took the driver complement directly out of the Mini A bookshelf speaker, and we put it in a custom molded cabinet that we mold right at our loudspeaker factory in Ontario. Now, naturally, real high-quality, high-output drivers require good quality amplification. So we developed a 75-watt by 2-channel amplifier to drive these speakers. So just like our bookshelf speakers, the goals here are very flat frequency response, an incredible amount of nuance, a lot of detail, a true sense of spaciousness, and probably most important, especially when you are playing a system like this outside, real output level and really nice deep bass response. So we get that with our high displacement drivers and our very powerful amplifiers. When it came time to develop the enclosure, the goals were simple. One, it needed to be attractive, and two, it needed to be functional. Our loudspeaker factory has been doing their own injection molding for many years now, so we had an advantage of being able to run many different prototypes through many different industrial designs to find what was most suitable for sound, aesthetics, and portability. There's a neat feature here in the BW1 which serves two purposes. This rear handle makes a nice grab point to pick up the BW1 and take it with you, but it's also a bass reflex port. So we're getting bass that extends down into the 60 hertz region out of this unit, which can produce sound in excess of 100 dB even outside. So I spent my vacation last summer on the beach listening to a Bryston BW1 while all the other poor souls were listening to little Campbell soup can-sized Bluetooth loudspeakers. So naturally that makes this a heavier than average product, but part of that weight comes from two optional batteries, where a lot of people will leave this plugged in the living room, maybe on a credenza or tucked away somewhere. I've got batteries installed in mine, so I can pull the plug and simply carry it with me, without the music stopping. So for some other products, that does pose a problem when music is streamed from the internet, rather than from a local library. Our device can host a hotspot, or it can connect to a hotspot, that's being hosted by your phone. So even if you're well out of range of your local Wi-Fi, you can still have access to your entire Tidal library or your Spotify library. Or if you've got a thumb drive maybe that you keep some music on in the car, you can just plug that right in the front here. We've got 4 USB ports available to host your music, to host the Wi-Fi hotspot, and it even has an auxiliary in plug, because don't we all have a headphone jack on our phones? Makes it really easy to get music out of your phone or tablet and onto the unit.
What other connectivity?
So it can connect by Ethernet to your home network if you like. If you're out of range of your home Wi-Fi, it has 802.11n connectivity for wireless. And then there's even an optional karaoke set. So if you and your friends want to run your karaoke through the BW1, you can hook up a microphone to the back and sing to your heart's content.
Do you want to talk for a moment about the app and how you control the device?
Right. So the BW1 is built around a Raspberry Pi platform, and we developed a very attractive, very intuitive app that that runs inside a web server that lives on the unit itself. So you can either pull the app up in a web browser, or you can download the native app from the Apple Store on your tablet or on your iPhone. It gives us really easy access to not only a local library, but internet radio, Tidal, and a lot of other sources. It has, if you want to use the system in a bedroom, it has sleep timer, alarm clock function built in. Naturally you can control volume and source. But there are some secondary features as well. If you're comfortable using a UPnP app, maybe with another streamer, you can stream to this via UPnP. You can enable AirPlay and stream to it directly from your iPhone or your iOS device. So it's really convenient. You can get music onto this thing through any means that's comfortable to you. So the learning curve is very short. Anybody can pick up the app and make it go quickly.
Do you have the app handy?
If you'll give me a minute, I might be able to pull it up. I don't know that I've got music loaded, but we'll give it a shot.
Here we go. Look at this.
Oh, well, there you go.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris. Is your title logged in?
Something set up on that.
You can talk about
Okay.
it.
Well, it looks prettier with album art, so if you want to give me a second to maybe
Sure.
get that going.
Can you, for me as well, can you explain the role that Tidal has in all of this? Because that's something which is not clear to
Well, the consumer
everybody.
has his choice of any of a number of streaming services. The most popular of the streaming services are Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, and in all those cases, they will either natively connect to these wireless systems, or you'll have it hard built into the system.
Correct.
Spotify Connect is their built-in system. So the answer to your question, Simon, is that the consumer is going to use any touch device, a tablet, an iPhone, an Android phone, an Android tablet. They're going to connect to a streaming service, and then they're going to connect to the device. It took longer to say than it actually takes in action. And the only other thing that I would mention is, if you're buying a high-quality wireless hi-fi system, make sure you have a high-quality internet connectivity and all those devices to go along with it, because the problems that usually center around devices talking to one another is usually more the internet connection, although I think Chris would know even more.
The app for Bryfy we find to be extremely intuitive. It gives us a very attractive graphical view of our music library. We all relate to album art, I think, in a very nice way. Here I'm browsing some new albums from Tidal. It would be easy for me to to just select one. I can select a track to get the whole album playing. We've got 3 simple screens. We've got our music library at large. We have our now playing function. And then we have our queue, and it's easy to go into settings and choose a different source as well. If we want to listen to the analog input, it's easy enough to turn that on, or if it senses an AirPlay signal coming in, it will automatically switch over to AirPlay and listen to that. And this app works just the same on Android as it does iOS, or even on a web browser and a computer. So once you learn it on one device, it's very easy to pick it up on any other. Anybody in the home who has a portable device can run the app simultaneously with anybody else. Makes it fun for the family to put a playlist together. Or if you have guests come over, it makes it fun for them to swim through your library and find something nice.
What about making adjustments on the system, tweaking the system?
Yeah, well, it's volume transport controls. They're always at the top, so it doesn't matter where you are in the app. You can always stop, start, or adjust the volume in the system. Because the system is designed to be so clean, clear, and neutral, we don't have any EQ built in. It's not necessary. We don't need to artificially boost the bass, to make it more exciting. We get to listen to music in its intended form. We're the engineers. We're not the artists. We're not the ones responsible for changing the sound.
Good point.
So you need Tidal to work with it?
No, not at all. No, Tidal is just is a bonus feature. Most of us who are music enthusiasts, and let's face it, those of us looking for a $1,500 portable wireless speaker are probably music enthusiasts. We already have a local music library, so the Bryfy can access that either over your network, or if you've got that on a thumb drive, you can do it that way. But unless you're a Library of Congress quality collector, there are probably some gaps in your collection. So having access to Tidal lets you go and fill in those gaps, lets you find some new music maybe before you have a chance to buy it, and it's simply a great way to have music you like, just on a steady stream, kind of a customized radio function for you.
And Tidal is the best sounding of
Well, Tidal is the choice for native quality lossless music right now. Spotify might have a better library, but it's not going to sound nearly as good as you would have on Tidal.
And if I want to use Spotify, if I want to use Apple Music?
Yeah, not a problem. The AirPlay functionality that's built right in makes it simple for you to pull your iPhone out of your pocket and select the Bryfy as your audio output, and then just play that through the native apps on your phone.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank
I really
you.
appreciate that.
All right.
Yeah.